Deathlight Shaman is banned. Legacy and Probe is banned. And I couldn't be more happy about this. Like, I'm so excited to see where Legacy's gonna go. And by the way, this is Julian. Welcome to another Legacy casual testing session, if I want to call it that. Obviously, we can't play our deck yet in the league, but like I said, I'm super excited about what Legacy's gonna turn into because, of course, a lot of people are going to be sad that Deathlight Shaman is gone, and I also feel sorry if you think that you can't play your deck anymore, even though I think that most decks that people deem unplayable right now are actually still pretty playable if you make the right adaptations. It's not like you have to cut Deathlight Shaman and the rest of the format stays the same. It doesn't work like that. That's also why I feel that Elves is actually potentially in a good position. Eventually we will just find out. I already posted about this on Twitter. Like, you might have heard of the N body problem, or like the 3 body problem on a smaller scale, where it's like you get these, let's say, 3 planets, and you know which way they are moving, and you know their mass and their position. So technically you would think that you could figure out their exact movement relative to each other, but actually you can't. And that's like how I feel about Legacy, because there's like these feedback loops between decks and how decks are gonna change and develop. And I think that all theory crafting that people are doing right now, like, they do it for entertainment, that's fine, but don't pass it off like as the real deal. Like, neither of us really has any idea where the format is headed, and that's exactly what I'm so excited about, because Legacy has felt pretty stale lately, ever since pretty much since Leo World was printed, but even before there were some tendencies. But yeah, so this is Legacy 2018, the new era, the new age of Legacy, and we really, at least I hope that we can really go back to what it was like before Deathlight Shaman came around, because to me, Legacy between, say, 2009 and 2012, before Miracles became a deck, like Everson Restored, was a problem, and it looks like we might be going back to an era that I really enjoyed, where like we had this trifecta of green-white Maverick, Esper Stoneblade, and a deck that I for Canadian Threshold. And there were these interesting sub-games, like then you had Punishing Maverick and stuff. It was really, really entertaining and not too broken. And even the show and tell decks, like you could easily raise them with creature deck. Not easily, but reasonably raise them with creature decks, and that's where I want to go back. That's why Griselbrand to me still feels like might be too good, not because of Reanimator, but because of show and tell. I think Reanimator is a pretty linear strategy that can be kept in check easier than show and tell. But yeah, this is what I just want to try right now. Like I told you, I'm not sold on theory crafting everything. I just want to go back, and I started with the list that my friend Lucas Maurer played at the GP Gen 2012, where I made the finals with Elves, and then I made some adaptations. So what you can see here is we got 6 early accelerators. We got the 3 Llanowar Elves and the 3 Fenton Elves. We also got Priest of Titania. Lucas used to run 4. I'm down to 2 because I wanted some other room. I'm not playing Natural Order. You could play Natural Order, but you know me, I've never been a fan of Natural Order in the first place. And it might become necessary, but maybe not. Maybe blue is gonna take over, and then we don't really need Natural Order. Maybe we want Ooze in the main deck, even though I'm not sold on it, because like I said, I'm not that scared of Reanimator. Like, I'm reasonably scared because we are still like a mono-green creature deck playing against Reanimator, but I don't think the sky is falling with regards to that. So here you get Isuri. Isuri is like a mini Natural Order that you can easily green and send up for, and just drop Isuri on the 2nd turn, and then on the 3rd turn you might actually like already be in for a ton of damage. But he's also got a lot of utility, like regenerating other elves. That's pretty good. Sorry, getting a couple of messages. Okay, also playing 4 Cavern of Souls, because now the mana base can really support that, and they also help with mana fixing for Gardotic, but that's not the main reason. But without Natural Order, Chalice becomes more of a problem, but now having Caverns, they might not even play Chalice against us anymore, which is like a big upside. Horizon Canopy is just there because you can... Did I remove Crop Rotation? There should be a Crop Rotation. There is not. Anyway, so we have a Horizon Canopy in the deck. It can cast Gardotic, so can our 4 Cavern of Souls, as well as the 2 Battle Rangers. That just threw me off. I wanted to be so tricky to basically have a fetch land for Horizon Canopy and Crop Rotation. But yeah, we'll just run with the Horizon Canopy for now. And that's pretty much what we're doing in the main deck. In the sideboard, we got a pretty straightforward way to play. You got those 4 Fairy Macabres, which I like over the Leylines because they're not like Leyline. You can't really hardcast, and Fairy Macabre, there's upsides and downsides to both. Both get around Chancellor, but Fairy Macabre like comes unexpected, and especially without Probe, it might be better than Leyline. But we will see. Leyline is much better against lands, so we'll figure it out. Mindbreak Trap is just there because it's no, I removed one. I removed one to the main deck. Yeah, that's not gonna happen. It's just there because it's Mindbreak Trap, and Mindbreak Trap is good when you have something to like stall your way into, which is Gadok Teak. Like you have Mindbreak Trap on the first and second turn, and then third turn you get down Teak, and I might still remove it. And I was thinking about maybe even including Sylvan Safekeeper, but I think that's too cute, and I'm just doing this for now. With Uzuri in the deck, you can still get a very, very, very fast kill against Storm decks. And on the upside, they can only like discard it with half their discard spells. Choke is just great when you have so many early accelerators. You've got way more than we used to have, so Choke is in. Meekstone is something that Lucas played when he made the top 8. I think like it's amazing against Canadian Threshold, because Canadian Threshold doesn't really like sideboarding and artifact removal against elves, but now they kind of have to. It's not that great against Show and Tell, but time will tell whether we would even bring it in there, but especially against Delver, I love Meekstone. So for now, Meekstone is in. Then we got Mortar Pot, which is probably the card that stands out the most to you. Like when we played Green White Maverick in Europe, like a lot in 2011, there was a lot of discussion about whether Mortar Pot should be in the deck or not. Primarily because it gets rid of Mother of Runes, and the mirror match was like a real thing. But it also has some other utility. Like best case scenario, you even like take out Chase or take out the opponent, like I just did in the practice game before that wasn't streamed. Overall, I just want to try out the card because it's got a lot of utility and gives us some reach that we didn't really like, that we don't have anymore now that Deathlight Shaman is gone. It's really just something I want to try out. Umisawa's Chitte is great in a deck like this. We've got this crazy amount of mana dorks, and since our mana is also a lot better than it used to be, I'm feeling more comfortable about Chitte. And with the opponent, like also like Grixis Delver, I don't want to like call it a dead deck or whatever, but like right now, elves exist in a vacuum, and we will figure out how that vacuum like is filled with decks, and then we will adjust accordingly. In a vacuum, Chitte is great. And then there's Ooze, because Ooze is always great in elves when you have like Gaia's Cradle and need to raise a Delver and stuff. So that's what we're doing. So see you in the next round. Actually, the first match that we're playing. Bye bye.